tuning into Tits and Giggles this week. So this is going to be a great episode. I'm actually interviewing someone that I know from college. I've been knowing him for quite some time now. He works in music and entertainment. He's been very successful, and he has a couple projects that are coming out. So meet my guest this week.
Yeah, so I am alumni of FAMU. That's where I know you from. I'm born and raised in Florida. I moved to Atlanta, I think in '09 to pursue entertainment publicity. And I've been doing publicity, marketing, and social media management for about 11 years now, working with the likes of Latasha Scott, PJ the Chicago Kid, films like Straight Outta Compton, Ride Along 2.
All right.
Working with brands like Adidas and building careers of artists from the ground up and some who are established but need to kind of reestablish themselves.
Let's play a FAMU game since you're a rattler.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to associate it with any type of artist or anybody that you have worked with or saw or even met in the industry.
Okay.
So out of everyone that you met, who would you consider would be most FAMU, Miss FAMU, or Mr. FAMU like?
Out of all the people who I've met, I would say my one of my former clients, Tiffany Evans, she would have been Miss FAMU. Her tenacity, she's so outspoken, but she's also so passionate about the things that matter. So yeah, she would have probably been Miss FAMU for real.
What about Mr. FAMU?
Mr. FAMU, another former client, and one of my great friends, Sammy. Sammy is also just a class act, but he was also talented, and he is also passionate about things that matter. I think those are the qualities that really Mr. and Mr. FAMU kind of brought to the table when it came to being on campus.
Okay, so we both worked for the FAMU back in the day.
Yeah.
So who would you feel would be like, I guess, if anybody that you have met or know of would be a gossipy type of, FAMUing, would be an editor for the FAMUing?
I would say my homegirl, Shamika Sanders, she writes for Hello Beautiful. She's executive editor. And she just moved like a Florida girl. She's not from Florida, but just the way she moves and how she operates and how she's able to collect information, but yet be cool and stylish. Yeah, she would have definitely been at the FAMU.
So also, who do you feel like would be in a modeling troupe?
On FAMU campus, I was in images, so represent IMT one time. Also a former client, supermodel Jessica White.
Yes.
She's definitely been in images, and we would have been showing out because she all about a little stride. And that's what images is about, making sure you can walk. Shout out to Saucy.
Oh, all right. So let's get to the questions. And you have a project that you just released?
I released my first official single. It's called Time's Up. Myself and my guy Trey Morris, we wrote it here at my crib, actually in this very room. It's really a ode to being busy, being in the entertainment industry, having long hours, being around a lot of people, and trying to have a relationship that isn't really working out. And that's kind of been a testament to my life. Since I started, I've been busy, and I can't really think of a time that I haven't been busy since I started. So because of that, I've been in a lot of situations where, I'm matriculating as an adult and as a young executive, but at the same time, I am seeking love. You know what I mean?
I know, that's right. Me too. And I'm not even in your industry.
But that's the commonality, right? We all want love. And I think sometimes it's more difficult to manage the love that you find when you are also hustling 24 hours a day.
So going back to what you were saying about relationships and how it's hard being in the entertainment industry and having a relationship, do you feel like it's other things that are also difficult in terms of like body image, maintaining like a certain body image in Hollywood or even in Atlanta?
The entertainment industry is an industry of sales, and we are selling product to you left and right, and it's not necessarily always tangible, but it's an image. It's a photo, it's a video, it's an experience. So a part of that is looking the part. And fortunately, for Jasmine Sullivan's and Lizzo's of the world, they've created a dialogue that you don't have to be, um, you know, uh, standard beauty or what we call standard
Right.
past tense, right? Because that was a standard that we didn't create because, Black is beautiful and Black women never look like that, which
Mm.
which is what allowed, the system to work so well, right? But now we're kind of in this situation where women are really identifying with their bodies and saying like, oh yeah, my extra baggage is okay and I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? And that's more powerful than any model in any magazine that you could ever be in.
Yeah, because they be hating on little Lizzo. They be hating on her a lot.
Right.
I like the fact that she's free.
But shout out to my fellow Miami and City girls. They can twerk and do all that. They got a whole song with Cardi B about twerking. But
Right.
no one said nothing about it. They enjoyed it. Rightfully so. So why is it that Lizzo can't do the same?
We talked about women. So what about men? I know it's a lot, a short man in the industry, No shade, Josh. No shade. Do you
Hey,
feel
we good over here.
do you feel like it's a lot of pressure? Because women with their body image, do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on men that are shorter in the industry or just men in general? Maybe they have to have a certain body in the industry or they have to dress a certain way.
I think the pressure from a shallow point of view comes from men needing to be able to have money, the accessories, so that they can complement whatever female they're trying to get to. That's kind of where we are as in 2021. But as far as being short, I love being short. I think that again, it's about loving who you are, and if you know who you are, you knocking down walls in any room.
Right.
So I've never had a issue walking, knocking down walls, because I've always identified with who I am and I stood in that. You know what I mean? And 10 toes down, ain't nothing nobody can really say about it. But it's when you are insecure, which a lot of us are bred into insecurity because of what we see. But, just the messages that are coming out to say that, hey, it's okay to be yourself, short, small, fat, tall, whatever it is. And as long as you live in that truth and you identify with it wholeheartedly, then you good.
All right. Your song that you just had a music video for, is that going to be on an EP or is that going to be on a mixtape?
Yeah, I'm releasing a project in March. It's called Solutions. It'll probably have 6 songs on it. Bonus track is the Christmas jump that I dropped, Is You. That was actually my first single, but it was more so like a holiday joint. And that just came together because me and my boy Quan was sitting around and like we was trying to work on something. And I was like, well, we should just do a Christmas song. So it panned out well. And I got a lot of great feedback for it. So it just kind of ignited the fire. Like, all right, let me go work or complete this other song that I started but didn't release. So that's called Time's Up. And that's the new single that I have a video for right now. So
what made you want to go into music from being a publicist, from being a marketing person? What drove you to want to, be a singer?
Man, since I could remember, I always had an affinity for music. I've loved it all my life. And that's why I work with so many great music artists, and not just music artists, but vocalists, because that is something that I love. But I've never really wanted to be an artist per se. I've just always loved it in all the facets of it. So a lot of pressure from my friends, a lot of pressure from people who I know, and they're like, this is the time to do it. Because, to give myself some room, I come from a time period where it wasn't okay to be several things. You had to be one thing, you had to be good at it because no one would take the other things seriously.
Right.
But now we live in an area that is controlled by social media, and it allows you to showcase all the gifts that you have. So with that and the pressure from these Negroes by me, the music came out. And fortunately for me, I have some great friends around me who are in music who are able to guide me in these steps that I'm taking to just, bloom as an artist. And it's exciting.
What would you consider your style? Is it contemporary R&B, or is it just regular R&B? Is it soul? Like, what would you consider your style?
I was reading an article by this entertainment journalist in Atlanta who wrote about the new single, and they called it Blunt and B. And
Blunt and B.
right, which is kind of take off R&B. But I feel like with that said, I've never defined my music because I'm so new to it. But I think what he is describing is that it's a moody type of sound that kind of you can vibe to when you open out. You know what I mean? And I think that's where we're most vulnerable in our feelings. And I think
It's like
that's
some Summer Walker type of stuff. It
yeah,
yeah.
but flip that boy. You know what I'm saying, to the male's
Hmm.
perspective. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay. So like I was looking at the music video.
You've been feeling yourself, but your time's up. You've been feeling yourself, but your time's up.
And I noticed that it was very dark. You know, you was in the middle of nowhere. You know, you could have got kidnapped. What made you want to shoot in the location that you did?
So I'm kind of on this color scheme. I'm really big into colors for some reason, and blue is one of my favorite colors, which is the artwork is blue and black. So because of the mood of the song, it is dark. It's not happy. It's not romantic. It's like I gave you my time, and I'm kind
Right.
of fed up with. I know that I don't have all the pieces because I'm busy, but in the same regard, you ain't even coming up meeting me 50-50. So I definitely don't have time to wait on you, bro.
I know
You know
that's
what I'm
right.
saying? So at the end of the day, it's just like time's bowed up. So I'm not happy about it, but I'ma always stand my truth.
So other than your song that you just released, and you're releasing 5 more tracks, right, in the future to
Yeah.
round off,
Mhm.
is there any other projects that you have coming out outside of music?
Outside of music, I am still a brand marketer. So some of my clients are releasing some music coming out soon. We're creating some content. We're doing pandemic safe creations so that, you know, the noise is still continue to be made, and that, you know, they're satisfied and that, you know, their art is shown to the world.
All right. And then I saw that you had like foot knowledge. Is that yours?
Oh yeah. Foot Knowledge, that's my baby. In 2018, I started Foot Knowledge, which is a doormat brand for us, the culture, and everybody who loves it. At the time, Cortez Bryant, I had met him at a panel that I moderated, and he took a liking to me, and we connected. And Cortez Bryant is Lil Wayne's manager, co-founder of Young Money, and he, you know, was really enamored by the doormat and what it stood for. And he was my first investor, and you know, we've been good friends ever since. So since that time period, you know, we've kind of come out with several collections. We've been featured in so many cultural-based magazines. And I'm just happy. You know, it's a ride. I'm not taking it too fast. I'm a slow boiler. You know what I mean? I like
Right.
everything to be organic and for people to start to love it as it unveils itself. You know what I mean?
All right, Josh. I see you up there, a whole FAMU celebrity out here. And yes.
I wouldn't say all that, but I'm definitely on the FAMU tip.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on my show. You're welcome to come back anytime.